Hi, I'm Sue Miller from Wisconsin Automobile and Truck Dealers Association. And building on my previous video on business to individual trades, this video will address trusts, specifically the type of revocable living trust that dealerships often see. When a revocable living trust is created, it has no relevant identifier for the Department of Transportation. An identifier becomes necessary when your customer wants to title a vehicle in the name of a trust. You will know the identifier has been created in DOT's system if vehicles have already been titled to the trust. You should use the search function in your title processing system to process a new sale or lease transaction. If vehicles have not been titled to the trust record needs to be created in DOT's system. The most common practice is to use the Social Security number of the first individual named on the trust. For example, if the trust name is the William Smith and Mary Smith Revocable Living Trust, dated November 21st, 2025, then it would be common to use William Smith's Social Security number in your title processing system. When titling to a trust, dealers must use an owner type or prefix of T. In addition to finding or creating the identifier, all trust transactions need an accompanying MV 2790 trustee statement for certificate of title. If a trust is both trading in a vehicle and purchasing a new vehicle, a trustee must execute an MV 2790 for each vehicle. An MV 2790 travels with the trade-in title until the vehicle is retitled, and an MV 2790 is submitted to the DMV with the MV11 and title or MCO on the purchased vehicle. When considering trade-ins, the same rule applies to trusts as it does to businesses. The identifier, including the owner type prefix of I, T, or C, must match between the trade-in and the purchased vehicle for the dealership to accept the vehicle in trade. If the trust owns a trade-in and the trust is purchasing a new vehicle to also be titled in the trust, there is no title jump, and the dealership can process the transaction as normal with the additional MV 2790 forms. If the trade-in is titled in the name of the owner and the newly purchased vehicle is to be titled in the name of the trust, either the trade-in needs to be retitled to the trust prior to trading it in, or the purchased vehicle needs to be titled jointly with the trust and the individual owner. Often, Bill Smith does not understand the requirement to retitle or jointly title a vehicle. If you need a WATDA bulletin that states in print that a dealership can't move the ownership between a trust and its trustee, please contact me. Thank you for watching. If you have any follow-up questions, please feel free to call or email me at 608-251-8024, smiller@watda.org.